D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? Okay. So Andor finally made a good episode. It only took 9 hours to get here. I did enjoy this episode. And it's only because of that prison break, which we're gonna get into. And I want to just say, like, before this point, I think that the show has not been the best. It's been such a slog to get through. Now, this episode after the prison break, I was like, all right, honey, let's speed it along and everything. But I did, when they did the prison break, I was like, good, finally some action on this show. It's just not the best. And I put out some videos and stuff, and you can go watch that. No one's watching this show, which I go, of course they're not. You picked a character. I mean, nobody was like all in on and everything. And then, the pacing on this show is so bad. But this episode had like the big action, the big breakout and everything from the prison, which we all knew was going to come, because even if it didn't, like, let's just pretend it didn't come. He got 6 years in prison. And this is 5 years before Rogue One. So it's like, yeah, you knew he was breaking out no matter what. And the show, is, I think, sometimes very predictable and stuff. I mean, besides I don't know if Andor's ever going to find his sister either. I'll tell you that. I honestly don't know if he's going to find his sister, and I don't care. I also, I don't know, man. I don't know. This episode was good. All right, let's talk about the good things. This episode was good. One thing I do like about this show is the acting. I'll tell you right now, people are acting their butts off, especially that Andy Serkis. I'll tell you right now, I enjoy Andy Serkis. Yeah, I say if you got a chance to put him on screen, I say do it. He says he's not going to do the mocap stuff anymore, but he should still try that stuff. I think he's really good at that too. I think when you're an actor, you should never say you're not going to do anything. Okay. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. I wrote down some stuff in here because there were some speeches that went along, and I want to talk about those. But yeah, all right, let's get into this episode's breakdown and everything. But before I get started on that, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get pushed to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now let's get started on this. So it starts off as we got that dead dude from the last episode that had the stroke. Poor him. So they move out his body and everything, and the doctor comes in and he's all looking at him. And Andy Serkis is like, he's hit hard by that information that they're not getting out. They're just moving him to a different prison / level. And like I said before, I when the episode started, they were like, something happened on 2, and I'm all like, yeah, they're not letting those people go. They're just, why would they let you go? It's crazy. So he is traumatized, and he's sitting here. He's like, we got to do this now. We got to do it tomorrow. He's like, we have got to escape tomorrow. They don't have enough guards. They're going to bring in a new person to backfill dead dude, the old man. And it's the perfect time to do it. If we don't do it now, we may never have another shot like this. And he's all like, and Andy Serkis is of course he's trying to process the information. Look, Andy Serkis, his acting, right? He is the star of this episode. I just want to say that. Don't get me wrong, I like the Diego Luna guy, but Andy Serkis this episode, he is like, if there was an award being given for episodes, he'd get the one for this one. So, and he's just trying to process the information, and he's trying to process what Andor is saying. Like, Andor is saying, like, we got to go, and we got to go now, and we got to go hard, because if we don't do this now, we are dead. We are staying here. They're just going to just keep processing us through, and they might get more guards. We need to do it now. And Andy Serkis is just, he doesn't know how to say it and everything. So then they get in their cells. They get in there like, what happened? And he's like, tell them what happened and everything. And he's all like, he tells him, he's all like, listen, they move that dude from level what was it, level 2 or level 5 to level 2, and we're never getting out of here. And he's like, it's right. And he's like, tomorrow we're going to get out of here. We're going to move. We're going to take this prison. We are getting free and all that stuff. And so we get back here and they're looking at this chart, and it's this. Oh, I don't. Let me see if I can get a good picture of it. Hold on 2 seconds. All right. Anyways. So yeah, Commander Bitchface, their plan worked with that pilot. Now, I didn't realize this from last episode, but that pilot was a part of Anto Krieger, his crew. And if you remember, was it last episode? The one where the Stalin Skarsgård went to meet oh shoot, I can't think of his name, the black guy from Clone Wars. What's his name? I can't remember. Anyways, meant to meet him, and he was talking about, I need you to meet with Anto Krieger or whatnot and help him out with a job. So then she's all like, and then they caught a pilot from him, and then they made it look like he died in his thing because they turned him and they got some information off of him. And so they were like, we're going to get him, we're going to put him back in the ship, they're going to tow it in, and then the dudes are going to show up and everything. Well, it worked. And so this guy, this ginger here, I don't remember his name. It's like Lonnie here. Lonnie, that's such a fun name. Not in a good way. Lonnie is all like, we should go and investigate this because that's what we would normally do, and we don't want it to look like, suspicious that we're not. And he's all like, yeah, so let's do that. Now she gives her little assistant the nod. Now that right there, like, look at that look she's giving. Like, she gives that look, and then she nods her to her assistant, and they freaking leave. They leave. So I think she knows what's doing with Lonnie. Yeah. But gingers, can't trust them. They don't have souls. That's a joke. Calm down, gingers. Calm it down. Anyways, so they wake up, and it is fucking on. You know what I'm saying? So they get out there, and they look at this dude's face. He's just ready to go. So then they're sitting here talking. They get on there. They're all marching along. This is actually really good. Like, this prison. I like the look of it. I like the little bridges and everything. Anyways, so they're doing this. There's the other redhead in here. Let me see if I can find him. Where is he? There he is, right there. This dude right here. They're just like, listen, you're already dead. You just have to, do you want to die here or some crap like that? And everything. I do like how they're like, well, I don't know what we're building, but it's got to be big or whatever. I think it's the Death Star. That's what it is. That's what these guys are doing. They're building the Death Star, which is always fun. So then they're just checking stuff out. And then back on Ferrix, they go to get the doctor to bring back to Aunt Petunia's house. And she's watching, but then while she's watching, this guy's watching, and I think he's a part of the Empire, which whatevs. Yeah. So then back on Coruscant, we're gonna get to the prison break. Now, when I get to the prison break, it's not really like I need to do an overwhelming amount of stuff with you because it's mostly like action and stuff. But so here and if you remember last episode, so they need to move that money. They need to move her money without looking suspicious. And so this is, if you remember, she tells him, like, I need you to meet with, and his name is Davo Scaldin. And she's what she says is like, she's like, he's a thug or something like that. I can't remember what she calls him, but this is him. Now, I tried to see if he was a character from like Clone Wars or whatever, or Rebels or whatnot, and couldn't find anything. So I was like, all right, so they made him up for the show, which is fine. They made up this dude for the show also, which is fine. I have no problem with them making up new characters for Star Wars. I have to be honest, though. I don't really like this portion of the program. I thought it would be more in the Senate type stuff with Mon Mothma and working with other senators and stuff, but not so much. It's this nonsense. It's moving money. And I'm all like, I mean, it's integral to the story, but like not like I don't need to see it. You know what I'm saying? But if this part like fascinates you, I get it. I get it. So he sits down and he talks about, he's like, I've had dealings with your husband. And she's like, I would imagine so. I wouldn't doubt it that you would. And he's all like, I've been here only once before and I wasn't invited back. And she's all like, well, we don't get to change our apartments because it's, you know, it's bought by the state. And so we have very limited options of what we can do. And he talks about, Chandrila, their planet, and their courtship / mating or whatever, like how you go about with marriages and stuff. And he says it's you know, some people don't like it and they don't understand it, but it works out. And it sounds like what they do is like you marry somebody, it may be somebody you don't like or whatnot, but you have a life with them, but you also have a separate life, you know? And that's what sounds like he's talking like, is her husband has some dealings with this dude and she would prefer not to deal with him because he's a scoundrel. He's so bad. So he's, you know, they get to the point, but like not out loud. And he's basically like, listen. And she's like, what, how much do you want? You know, she's like, I need to move this money for a charitable thing. Wink, wink. I need your help to do it. And it's going to be in the form of a loan. And what is your fee for helping me out? And he's all like, I don't want a fee. He's basically like, I want a favor. And she's like, she's like, I don't want to be direct. I'd prefer not to owe you a favor. And he's all like, well, that's the price. And she's like, well, what is it that you want? And he's like, I just want you to invite me back to Coruscant only once more, but I want to bring my son. He's 14. And she's all like, you have a daughter who's 13. And long story short, he wants to hook up his daughter or his son with her daughter. I say do it because her daughter is such a bitch. Like, I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. I get it. Teenagers, I have little ones and they can be, you know, sassy all the time. But me, I'm all like, don't be sassy with me. Like, come on. Like, I don't know how you are. And I know we don't know each other because I can't see you. But you know, I like to, you know, sometimes I can be a dictator parent and everything. But there are some things that are not negotiable. You know, it's very much like, this is what I have set down. And that's the end of the story. You know, there's no negotiation. That's the end of the discussion. And Mon Mothma, I think, is trying to like be that way, but then she's trying to like, you know, be, and the husband is like being way too nice about stuff. He's being like, do whatever you want. You're a free person. I'm like, no. There has to be some boundaries there. But you can tell in this moment that even though her daughter is a total dick, she is she's, you know, like, absolutely not. You know, I don't, she's, you know, she might be like, I don't know how your son is, but he is related to you and you are not a good person. And he's all like, well, think about it. And she's all like, I am not thinking about it. And he's all like, that's the first lie you've told this entire time. And so now, and you know, she's going to do it. She has to sacrifice her daughter, not like life-wise, but she has to sacrifice her daughter for the rebellion. And I was like, oh, Mon Mothma is in it. You know what I'm saying? And I brought this up, like, I think either the third or fourth episode or whatever, when we first saw the daughter. There's this great comic book, and it's just like a little, like, short stories. And she has a son, and he dies at the Hoth battle. And then she gets his last message months after the Hoth battle, right before the Andor battle, and she listens to it right before she goes into the meeting where she pulls up the plans of the second Death Star, and she's like, many Bothans died to bring us this information. And I mean, don't get me wrong, because another friend, the voice of the Fat Mantis, you guys can check out his channel. He was all like, just because it's in the comic books doesn't mean it's going to happen in the show. I'm paraphrasing what he said. And I get that, but I feel like it would have been better also to give her another child, not necessarily a son, but another child, to show that she's not only sacrificed the daughter to this dude for the rebellion, but she's also sacrificed her son. And it's just like, how much is this woman going to sacrifice for the rebellion? I think it would just be really great to just show her she's constantly sacrificing for a greater cause, you know? But they didn't do that. So whatever. Anyway, sorry. I don't know why I brought that up. And so this little assistant, who I still think is Andor's sister, but I mean, I'm not gonna like, I don't know. At this point, I don't care either. I said that before. So she's all like, I can't remember what she says to him, but she's all, oh, look at this. This is the thing from Naboo, Natalie Portman. Shoot, I can't think of her name. I'm blanking on names today. I'm not good with names anyways. But this is what she wore, that little headdress when she went back to Naboo. And yeah, anyways, when she was pretending to be a commoner. So Lonnie wants to meet their little spy Lonnie. Oh, she went back and she saw the little symbols and he wants to meet in person. Lonnie wants to meet in person. So he's like, all right, let's do it. She's like, what if it's a trap? And he's like, well, then if it's a trap, then we're already done for. So then back in the prison, oh, that redheaded guy, he's ready to go. He's just like, let's do this, because if we don't, he's like, we're dead anyways. We're dead if we fight and we lose, we die. But if we stay here, oh well, if we fight, we've got a chance. But if we stay here, we're dead. This guy's freaking out a little bit, but he's just nervous. Totally get that. I would be nervous. I'd be like, listen, I'm down with the sickness, but I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And he's all like, yo, get your shit together. And so he gets his little pipe thing, hides that, and then he goes to the loo, or the bathroom, or whatever you guys call it, the stall. And he's all like, all right, everybody get ready. And he goes, he's shaving away at this pipe and everything. We've all done that before, shaved away a little pipe, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, so he's doing that and everything. And this is a water pipe. And while they're doing that, these guys are getting ready for the prison transfer thingy. And so this guy's being a douche. It's like, you see this little stick I have? I'm going to poke you with it if you get out of line. I'm like, yeah, you're dead. So they're gathering, and then these guys are all gathering up tools, which was so great. And so he's trying to bust this pipe or whatnot. He's like, how's it look? He's like, looks good. And so they get up all this stuff and they're getting ready because those are their weapons. They're getting weapons ready. So he bursts the pipe open. He's just trying to get it as much as possible because they need that water flowage. And so the water's going, and he's all like, yeah, we're good to go. So then as soon as this thing comes down, the thing, these guys start pretending to fight. And he's like, what's going on? So then he jams it into the thing. And then that's when they attack. They start throwing stuff. You can't really see it. Sorry, guys. They start throwing stuff. This guy gets up on the thing. They're throwing stuff. They're getting shot. And then they're like, get up on the tables because they're going to turn the floor on. So this guy didn't make it right here, by the way. So this guy, because that's his feet right there. So the water hits, and then he's like, yeah, and everything. And then, but when that happens, because the water's on the floor, it shorts out the electricity, and the lights go down. So the whole floor is out. And he's like, attack, and everything. So they attack. They start throwing stuff. They're blasty. He gets up in here. They're up in here. Water starts going through the other floors and everything. Like, these guys are all like, what's going down up above? There's water coming in. So then they get all this stuff. I would have put some boots on just to be safe, but they didn't. And so these guys go in, they're just killing guards left and right, yada yada. And then they go in and they're all like, get out now, we're gonna fight and everything. They're going up through the prison. I can't really like getting I can't play this because I don't want to get in trouble on the YouTubes. But so they go up in here and they're going through this whole thing. And these guys, so what they're going to do here is they're about to turn on the floors, to get everybody like to calm down or whatnot. And they need to get things ready. But then they come in, right as he's about to do it, they come in and they're like, you stop what you're doing now. And so he's all like, turn it on or whatnot. And so he's all like, I can't do that. And he's all like, oh, you made a bad decision. Boom. That guy's dead now. And that guy's all like, I know how to do it. I can shut off the floors. So he shuts off the floors, but he's like, do it permanently. And he's like, I can't, it's all hydro. If we do it, it will take months to turn back on. He's like, only he can do it. And he's like, you do it now. So he turns off. These little things close. And I was like, oh, that's clever. You know, you're on a water area. It's all hydro. And so it's all shut off. So then he's like, get on the comms, Kino, and you need to talk. He's like, you need to tell everybody what to do. So Kino, this is the speech he makes. I'm gonna read it to you guys because it was pretty good. In terms of a speech goes. I actually liked it. And Andy, like I said before, Andy Serkis's performance was great. Andy Serkis is such a good actor. I'm going to play this and hopefully it doesn't get like, I don't get in trouble. Anyway, so it says, my name is Kino Lloyd. I'm the day shift manager on level 5. I'm speaking to you from command center on level 8. We are at this moment in control of the facility. And then he's like, is that all he's like, is that all you've got? He's like, how long we hang on, how far we get, how many of us make it out, all of that is now up to us. We have deactivated every floor in the facility. All floors are cold. Where you are right now, get up, stop the work. All right, I'm going to stop this because I don't want to get in trouble anymore. So this is when they all start getting up and everything. Shoot, I lost my place in this speech. Hold on, give me 2 more seconds. Get out of your cells. Take charge and start climbing. They don't have enough guards and they know it. If we wait until they figure that out, it'll be too late. We will never have a better chance than this. And I would rather die than trying to take them down than giving them what they want. We know they fried 100 men on level 2. We know that they are making up our sentences as we go along. We know that no one outside here knows what's happening. And now we know that when they say we are being released, we are being transferred to another prison to go and die, and that ends today. There is one way out. Right now, the building is ours. We need to run, climb, kill. You need to help each other. You see someone who is confused, someone who is lost. You get them moving and you keep them moving until we put this place behind us. There are 5,000 of us. If we can fight half as hard as we've been working, we will be home in no time. One way out. And then they all start chanting one way out. Really good speech. Tony Gilroy, I will give you credit where credit is due. That was a good speech. Bravo, my dude. Okay. Sorry, guys. So then they all start running and then they get to this door. Now, I was kind of worried at this point in time because I was like, what are they going to do? Just jump in the ocean? But there's land. You can see the land back there. So I was like, oh, yeah, I jump in the ocean. I can swim. So some of them are hesitant. I get it. That's kind of a far drop, kind of. I don't know, but I'd be a little nervous about it. And anyways, so then they're all like, he's like, what are you doing? It's like, I can't swim. Andy Serkis's character can't swim. I was like, oh, bummer, dude. So I was like, but, I would try. I would be like, yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here. There's no way. I would, I don't know if you guys know, but there's like a way you can take your pants and make them into a like life preserver. That's what I would personally do if it was me. I would make them into a life preserver. Also, they teach little kids now these days how to swim as babies. But I would just like, I don't know about you, but before I learned to swim, I would just float on my back. I would just like jump in and I would, get to the top and then I would just float on my back and just push I would just kick my little feet and then just push my hands until I got to the shore. I'd just be like, I'd be just like, just keep swimming, 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 just keep swimming, or maybe you'd be like, jump in, I'll help you or something. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm like, Well, what else? He didn't even get a chance to say anything because then he gets pushed off into the water. Like he gets no choice. Oh, poor Andy Serkis' character. He's like, just like, man, I was so close. I only had 40 shifts left. And now I, learn how to swim, people. And there they are. And they do this little moment. And then they get back and you see him just swimming. And it reminded me like there's like 4 or 5 other prisons around that one. So there's like 5 more. It's a bummer that the rest of them can't do it. And then I'm all like, how many of these people join the rebellion? I'm curious. So back on Coruscant, we get these little elevators, which is very cool. I do enjoy Coruscant. And then we get Lonnie. Lonnie's going through the city, and he's the one that contacted Stellan Skarsgård and was like, hey, daddy needs to talk. So he gets in here, and he's pushing the buttons, and he gets this little earpiece, this little Bluetooth, and he puts it in. And he's like, if this is a trap, push 217. I don't know if those are the numbers that he said to push, but that's what I'm saying. And he's all like, so he's going down, and he's all like, what's going on, Lonnie? And he basically tells him like about the blondie, Lieutenant Bitchface. I don't remember her name. I don't care. And how she's doing stuff. And then he's also like, why are you really here? And he's all like, they're setting up a trap with that Anto Krieger guy. And he's like, all right, well, we're not going to say anything because we're only going to lose 50 people. And he's like, you're not going to warn them? And he's like, listen, if we do, they'll know the jig is up and you're way more important. He's like, how's your daughter doing? He mentions the daughter because he's now a daddy and everything. And he's all like, so then he's like, what? He's like, what else? And then he comes for the meeting. Hold on. I'm just going to get through this. And he's like, what's going on, dude? And he's like, I'm out. He's like, I'm a father now. I don't want to do this anymore. I've given you this information. Take it with what you will. I can't do this anymore. And that part I got. As a parent, I totally got it. But he's all like, you're not out, Lonnie. He's like, there's no way I can let you out now. You're too important to to the rebellion. You're on the inside. You can get us information. You're not going anywhere, Lonnie, which I feel bad for Lonnie at the same time. But he's like, you're going to have to sacrifice some stuff, Lonnie. He's like, you're going to be hero. Your heroism is going to be epic, bro. And I'm all like, oh, get the hell out of here, Stellan Skarsgård. And he's like, and so he's like, I can't let you go. Like, that's just the end of this conversation, dude. You're in it to win it. And he's all like, that's going to have to be your sacrifice. He's like, what have you sacrificed? And then I wrote this down. So he goes, he's like, my sacrifice. He's like, calm, kindness, kinship, love. I wake up every day. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I've made my mind a sunless space. I share my dreams with ghosts. I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago, from which there is only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I do. My ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight. I've set me on a path from which there is no escape. I yearn to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost. And by the time I looked at them, there was no longer any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. And the ego that started this fight will never have a mirror or an audience or the light of gratitude. So what do I sacrifice? Everything. And I'm all like, oh, get over yourself. You did this, not anybody else. You did this to yourself. Get over yourself. Like, oh, boo-hoo. You totally blackmailed this dude into helping you. You did this to yourself, and you're doing this to him. So I wouldn't feel bad for him. Lonnie, don't feel bad for him. You may not have a soul, you little ginger freak, but neither does he. But he chose not to have a soul. You're just born that way. Sorry, friend. If it makes you feel better, Lonnie, if you're listening, I have a twin. I share a soul, so you know that's how that is. So he's like, sorry, Lonnie, can't let you go. Bye. And so then So then Diego Luna and this dude, oh crap, I can't get I didn't get a good shot of him. This guy. I like this guy. I like this guy, this little guy. They're running through this what looks to be such a dream planet with its 3 moons or suns, whatever those are, it doesn't matter. And they're just running. So they're got the prison behind them. And that was the end of the episode, you know. And like I said before, it was a good episode. I did enjoy it. You know, the ending kind of got a little like, you know, back to the basics of being slow, but it was fine. I was fine with it. But yeah. I'm not looking forward to next week, but I am gonna watch it because I'm like, oh, I wonder what happens. I'm curious to see what happens, but I don't think it's gonna be that great. We only have 2 episodes left. I am curious. I should have looked up to see if they were gonna drop both of them at the same time. But again, nobody's watching this show, so it doesn't even matter. Okay. But yeah, tell me what you guys thought about this episode. You know, what are they gonna do for the last 2 to outdo that prison break? You know, I mean, do you think it's going to end on a big like bang or whatever? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it won't. It's not going to end on a big bang. I don't think it's even going to end on like a big like ooh kind of moment, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. You never know. Saul Guerrero, that was his name. Shoot. Okay, you guys, listen. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? Of course, it was the prison breakout and everything. But tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. You know, make sure to please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys next week on my Andor breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Bye.